All right, what is going on, Banter fam? Welcome into the Wednesday edition of In the Game. I am your host, Hustle, and as always, we will be diving into the crypto gaming, NFT gaming, and metaverse markets today as we have some big news as the AAA gaming studio that none other than the two-time, if you follow Twitch, if you follow the streaming scene or esports, the two-time himself, Dr. Disrespect, is coming to the NFT gaming scene as he announces the integration of his AAA gaming studio into the NFT gaming space. We'll talk about how big this is for the future of Web3 gaming and just the bridge. I've talked about this in the past about, Twitch is huge. YouTube gaming is huge. Players follow what the popular streamers are playing. And I can tell you the influence that Doc will bring to the space with 3.8 million YouTube subs and 2.3 million Twitter followers developing his own NFT integrated games. I can tell you what, you are early as this flood is about to begin. Let's go ahead and get in the game.
T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
If you ain't here to hustle, why is you here? But if you here to hustle, the moon is near. It's crypto Banter, not financial advice. If you don't listen, what's the cost, what's the price? This ain't a game, put you on game. I know we gon' play, but ain't a percent. If you ain't here to hustle, why is you here? But if you here to hustle, the moon is near. It's crypto Banter, not financial advice. If you don't listen, what's the cost, what's the price? This ain't a game, put you on game. I know we gon' play, but ain't here to play. If you get lost, show you the way.
All right, and the main topic of the show, we will dig deep into the Midnight Society project by Dr. Disrespect. But let's get into a couple of news bits first, and we will dive deep into the topic at hand as we see that Instagram also wants to integrate NFTs soon, according to Mark Zuckerberg. Obviously, we've seen Twitter roll out the test of the NFT verifiable profile pictures. So I do see that this will definitely sweep the space where there's verifiable NFTs on these different social media platforms. And we already see it, as I mentioned, integrated with Twitter. On top of this, we'll move quickly through the news because I do believe that the topic at hand today is very important for mass adoption. And let's get into a big announcement from the Avalanche blockchain yesterday that if you watch the channel consistently, you saw last week that about a whole week ago, I mentioned that Avalanche was the #1 underutilized gaming blockchain in this video right here, the most undervalued crypto gaming blockchains. Just yesterday, we see that Avalanche brings on Wildlife Studios. And if you don't know Wildlife Studios, they are one of the 10 largest mobile game studios in the world, joining the Avalanche Multiverse program and expanding into Web3 gaming. The Play Castle Crush ecosystem will be able to use, trade, and loan card NFTs and earn tokens. And this is a massive announcement, guys. As we see here, they have over 1 million monthly active users on their hugely popular real-time strategy game. So AVAX keeps bringing in these top-tier projects. We've seen them bring in Wildlife Studios. They have brought in Shrapnel, the AAA FPS with a top-tier team that's worked on the likes of Halo, Star Wars. And not only that, they have tons of reveals and announcements coming up at the AVAX Summit next week, which I'm really looking forward to. It's going to be a hectic week. I will be out at the Game Developer Conference next week trying to network with a bunch of projects. The Avalanche Summit will be going on at the same time. So there might be sequences where I have my AirPods in walking around, listening online to the AVAX Summit while some of the things are going on potentially if there's some downtime, because I definitely want to check out some of these gaming reveals that will be going on at the Avalanche Summit. As we see here with Krabata, Wildlife Studios, as we just mentioned, Gunzilla, which looks like a very promising project. We have Ascenders, the MMORPG coming to the Avalanche blockchain. Shrapnel, as just mentioned, Calvin, head of BD for Shrapnel. They'll have the keynote. And then as well, we have Domi Online, which is kind of RuneScape-esque. There's a lot of development on the Avalanche chain. With all that considered, DeFi Kingdoms will also be in attendance at the Avalanche Summit, of course. with their DFK chain coming to the Avalanche blockchain, which I broke down my strategy for in yesterday's video, preparing for the bridge over to the Avalanche chain with the Crystal Veil update. But we do see that they'll be at the summit out in Barcelona on the 22nd. So we have a lot of development coming in on the Avalanche blockchain. And just as expected, you have to think, look at the transaction volume here. I'll go to the Krabata DApp radar just to show you why Avalanche was the fit here for all these games and all these projects to start coming in. Avalanche is not only putting a subnet in place so you can start utilizing your own tokens as gas. All these layer one networks, you have to use Matic, you have to use Ethereum as gas, BNB, etc. This gives the projects the liberty to use one of their own tokens as the gas token, because these types of projects, the Krabatas, the Avalanches, for example, they have tons of volume. Look how many transactions were on chain in Krabata for the last 24 hours. 310,000 transactions in the last 24 hours. Imagine, instead of using the Avalanche token as gas, if the Krabata ecosystem can start using the TUS token as the gas token. That's a ton of volume, right? And they mentioned there will be validator positions on the network. 2 million transactions this week, guys. This will be moving to their very own subnet via Avalanche. So you can see why the adoption is coming in as Krabata puts a heavy load on the network. And at the same time, the network doesn't really phase. The network doesn't really go down. It doesn't slow, right? Sometimes the gas fees can go up or down, but it's really not a big deal in games like Krabata, for example. And as you see here, as I just mentioned, I don't think I've skipped anything, right? So Merit Circle just today, guilds are coming into the Avalanche ecosystem. So you see guilds moving in with the MMO sci-fantasy, as they call it, instead of sci-fi, a sci-fantasy open world RPG in Ascenders, as they have invested $600,000 into the Ascenders project, which, as mentioned, is an action-packed RPG third-person game on none other than the Avalanche blockchain, guys. I'm so bullish on the Avalanche ecosystem as a whole right now. And if you missed it, and the whole reasoning why, I did talk about it on this video here, most undervalued crypto gaming blockchains. I just see so much adoption about to flood in on this chain, and the solution for a lot of chains to be able to go on their own subnet powered by one of the top layer ones. Extremely bullish on the ecosystem in general. Now let's touch base on a couple of news bits on some projects, which we haven't updated on in a little over a week, I would say. We'll have some news out of Ultra. They have been quiet recently because Ultra is all about building, right? Ultra is always kind of working in the shadows, and they're ready to release things as they come available and as they deem them quality. And as we see here, the Unique Marketplace heads one step closer to release. The Unique Marketplace, guys, is their NFT marketplace. It'll be going into the closed beta stages. There's various ways you can get access to the closed beta for Ultra. And as you see here, it shows kind of like test NFTs here, what it would look like. It's kind of a teaser, right? And as you see here, you'll get you can enter and get your hands on the most exclusive unique NFTs. Learn more and sign up to test. So this is on Ultra_IO's Twitter page. I'm looking forward to this, and I'm hoping to grab some access for this so I can give you a little bit of a hands-on appeal and review of how the product feels and exactly what to expect from the Ultra platform moving forward based on the closed beta and the things that they're building. And then also Vulcan Forged, one of the top tier gaming studios in the space. We see probably right underneath the Galas and the Ultra, right around the Ultras. They're right around the same market cap as Ultra. Ultra's more in the distribution sector. And we have Vulcan Forged building numerous games, 10 plus games in their ecosystem on their own chain as well with the Elysium blockchain. They came out with a lot of different upgrades in their system today, including an earnings dashboard update. It's automated. It updates in real time, and it's very comprehensive. You can swap here right on your earnings dashboard. It breaks down where all your earnings are coming from, your cold lava and your hot lava. If you don't participate in the ecosystem, hot lava and cold lava indicates whether you can trade it or whether you can't trade it yet. So very, very good updates. And like as someone who checks in on the Vulcan Forge ecosystem and has a land plot in Vulcan Forge, etc., this is a very good integration into the platform. One project that we've talked about a lot, and I'm really looking forward to this on the 21st. I've been holding on to my Genesis blueprint for months, waiting for the reveal, right? And as we see here, the Genesis blueprint reveal will be on the 21st of March, which is in the next few days. It will be at the beginning of next week on March 21st. The reveal will take place on their very own Mobland Reveal app. They are ranked the #1 collection all time on the Binance NFT marketplace with over 19 million in total volume across 18,000 NFT sales. As you see here, the #1 collection followed by Cyball. Cyball I absolutely love as well. But let's just take a look at what to expect. They gave a little bit of an overview here, what you can expect for the blueprints. So the blueprints are crew members in Mobland. They have variety of appearance, statistical, and ability traits that make them unique. You'll open the Genesis blueprint and you'll see a full 3D version of your member in-game ready for your orders. And as you see here, the blueprints can be used to attack other players' crews and buildings, to assign and defend and guard your buildings and asset, assigned to enhance your buildings and assets, send on jobs to gain resources, build your brand, or trade or sell your blueprint on the marketplace. And as we see here, there's appearance, there's statistics, and there's abilities. This will kind of be what it will look like when yours reveals. This will be the protocol. I'm really, really looking forward to this. You'll see the crew appearance with different skin tone, chest, hair, head, and leg attributes, personality, and more. So very, very interesting. And there will be different rarities. There will be genders, different gangs that you're a part of. I just love the complexity that they're going with. And also, if you missed this, we've had Roy Liu on the channel to discuss the intricacies of the economy because it's going to be very unique. And one of the last updates before we get into the main topic of the show, we see a big graphical update on the way from one of my favorite upcoming games as far as everything that they're doing, and that is Citus NFT Heroes. Citus NFT Heroes is a space MMORPG style game. Look at the graphic enhancement. This is kind of like the current settings that you battle in. Very, I wouldn't say basic, but they don't pop out as much to the eye. And this is the new environmental look that you will be getting with the Citus game. You can currently play the beta version, like the pre-alpha version on their website, but this is the visuals that they will be integrating in the scenery and the settings going forward. A much, much improved visual experience from Citus, and I'm looking forward for that to be actually playable and in the game. Now let's get into it. So we see in the space, Dr. Disrespect started planting these seeds. And if you don't know who Dr. Disrespect is, guys, I'll go ahead and I'll pull him up on Twitter here so you can get a feel for the magnitude and how big of a streamer Dr. Disrespect is. He has 2.3 million followers on Twitter, accompanied with his YouTube channel, which has 3.8 million subscribers. He has 20,000 people watching him right at this very moment, for example, right? So he is a huge influencer in the streaming and the gaming space. So if you don't know Dr. Disrespect, he is one of the most popular streamers, I would almost say of all time. Like, he is up there with the Shrouds, with the Ninjas. Dr. Disrespect is right up there in that similar category in popularity and an impact in the space. Like, he has a major impact. He was at once banned from Twitch. When he came back to YouTube, his very first stream back had 500,000 concurrent live viewers. At one time, 500,000 people were watching his stream when he was banned from Twitch. We saw him planting seeds. So we see in December, he announces his own gaming studio with ex-Halo and Call of Duty developers. And then he kind of starts trolling around, right? Dexerto, which is a gaming news platform, he goes, first details on Dr. Disrespect's video game. News on a game? If you can't keep up, get out of the way. So he's implying here that it wasn't about to be some normal game, right? And then boom, he drops it on us on a live stream yesterday. He actually ended up going live right after our show ended. And as we see here, this is it. And this is the AAA game studio from Dr. Disrespect, Midnight Society. You can now create your Midnight Society account and claim your free Series 0 Claw Day 0 unit patch and apply for Founders Access for a chance to be one of the first 10,000 to drop into Project Moon. Only 8 days left to apply. And obviously, this is a major, major impact in the space. Dr. Disrespect says an incredible day for 12 a.m., the Midnight Society. Our goal, our approach to the end is going to change the industry with the Founders Pass, the free patch launch, and over 50,000 applications in the first 5 hours. You have 7 more days to claim your digital collectibles. And as we see here, this is their website, you can see their team here. I love Dr. Disrespect. If you don't know, he is hilarious. This guy is so funny. He has a massive personality. Co-founder and 6'8" visionary is what he is listed at on the team. A very different kind of game studio. The path has been forged. Unlock your potential. And this looks absolutely awesome. I would definitely recommend to just sign up and take your chances to try to be one of the first 10,000s. I think it costs $50 if you get chosen. So it's not expensive. And as he emphasized it, it will not be any sort of game where you actually have to pay. You will actually be able to play this game for free. You don't have to buy into the game, for example. And people, I want to judge the sentiment. Here because people now, 2.3 million followers on Twitter and 3.8 million followers on YouTube now see this announcement. He announced it on a live stream to his audience. He announced an NFT integration. So you know that there was going to be some feedback in the community. We see Modern Warzone. So Dr. Disrespect plays Call of Duty quite a bit. As we see here, Modern Warzone, a Call of Duty news account. After looking further into this, it sounds like you've further expanded the idea of a deluxe or a collector's edition and given it game tradable value, as well as the ability to influence development. I'm not sure why people would be mad about it, other than the fact that the word NFT is in use, right? I completely agree. And it's good to see a big account like this understanding, like, well, this is good. It just makes the things that you earn tradable. What would you not like about that, right? And as we see here, I recommend people read the full blog post. I was apprehensive when I saw NFT-based game. Now I'm interested. You're given the chance to take part, and you can still play the game like it's a normal game. It's for everyone. It means at no point you're limited from playing or enjoying it because you choose one path or another. You can have a completely centralized account, play the game, and unlock items, and that is completely fine. Or if you want a decentralized account where you can be the custodian of every single thing you own, aka actually possess and own and be able to trade the items that you unlock and earn in the game, you are free to do so. So they're giving the option here. So Dr. Disrespect played this very well. But of course, you were going to have the haters. Of course, there were going to be the people that NFTs are this, NFTs are that, right? So we see someone reply to Dr. Disrespect's tweet and say, NFTs are the wave. The music industry is just getting into it, and it's going to be the future. And this character, nah, it's just a big scam where the rich only get richer. No, the rich are only getting richer when the big gaming studios are extracting profits from you every single day in microtransactions from their stores inside their economies like Fortnite, Warzone, World of Warcraft, the Blizzard store, Riot Games, whatever it is. When you're buying a skin, that's the scam. The fact that people don't see that is incredible to me. And then this tweet also in reply, in traditional gaming, you earn 0%. With NFTs, you can earn greater than 0%. How is that a scam? Plain and simple. It's like, what's the problem here? So that's just ignorance at its finest, right? And then as we see here, so it's not a game, but a metaverse thing. Sounds horrible. Like, what's the generalization behind that? NFTs don't mean metaverse. Do you actually know what either of the words mean? So the ignorance is absolutely funny. And then I had to show this because this was just funny. NFTs effing suck. Open your eyes. Shit for brains. You spent a month's wages on an ugly Pikachu who hasn't made your life any better. So yeah. Very interesting opinions and backlash to what was going on in this announcement from Dr. Disrespect, right? It was all over the place. And we've seen this before. Don't take this as something that's like, wow, this isn't going to happen. Dr. Disrespect is going to push this thing full forward, just like Ubisoft did. Ubisoft announced integrated NFTs into their Ghost Recon series and got absolutely bashed. Their sales numbers were terrible, but the Ubisoft exec on in-game NFT Backlash says that gamers just don't get it. Plain and simple. And that's what we just read, right? When you're reading tweets like, This one, it's just a big scam where only the rich gets richer. That right there implies the exact thing that we are saying here, that gamers really can't wrap their head around the concept of NFT gaming, even though they're willing to spend thousands of dollars potentially on in-game skins. I've spent money in games before. You know what I mean? So it's like I see why NFTs would be so easily integratable. If you've ever spent $1 in a game and then not used the skin ever again, then you should really, really understand that NFTs would have value if you could resell and recoup your investment potentially. So I just really don't get it, right? Did I claim? Yes, I did. I signed up for the Dr. Disrespect on the Midnight Society to claim the free and to go in the drawing for the 10K, of course. I would love to get access. I think this will be absolutely huge, and I want to be a part of the project in any way possible, because this is what could bring it and bridge it to the masses if he streams it on YouTube and the influencers that he knows. Because if you follow Dr. Disrespect, he's very well known and very well liked in the space. I will tell you that. He has a wide reaching net. And then on top of that, Ubisoft, if you didn't see kind of what happened with the Ubisoft deal, so people have gotten this backlash before. We see when they had to unlist the YouTube video that initially announced their NFT integration, as we see 40,000 dislikes and just over 1,000 likes. So they literally had a 40-to-1 ratio. A 40-to-1 ratio of dislikes to likes. So we've seen the ignorance play out in this space before from gamers. And then Dr. Disrespect played it correctly, like I mentioned. Dr. Disrespect confirms that the new game will be free to play and that NFTs are not pay to win and will not change the experience. And this is very interesting. If you remember, just I don't know, a couple days ago on Monday's show, you can go rewatch Monday's show, I mentioned that this economic model is the future. This economic model right here, where you play, it's free to play. The stuff that you earn is tradable on the marketplace. It is very simple. You can choose to open a decentralized account and trade, or you can choose to be centralized and not trade your assets. We literally just harped on this week, thanks to a conversation sparked by Bryson about how the current model is a little bit flawed in play to earn with just the system and these tokenomics and the inflationary metrics and the way that things are going right now. This right here with the non-pay to win experience where you can earn tradable assets will absolutely change the space and bring NFTs to the gaming space. Gamers are traumatized by microtransactions. Exactly. Gamers are traumatized by microtransactions, and they can't get rid of that. There are skins in Fortnite that are considered rare that they got 5 seasons ago, and you can't trade that unless you sell your entire account, which people really don't want to do, especially if you spent money on the account. So it really creates this weird creates this weird dichotomy, and you're stuck with it and you can't trade it. And I love the haters. This is exactly what we're talking about right now. I love the haters who are like, spending money on NFTs in game is BS, because the same trolls have spent $1,000 in skins and camouflages in Call of Duty. This is exactly the point. Why would those people not want to take that $1,000 and at the very least be able to resell it on a marketplace that is dictated by the players? It just makes absolutely no sense to me. And then you see here, if you don't know how much extraction is going on in the space, right? Activision Blizzard reports the highest microtransaction revenue ever. And this was on February 7th, 2022, just last month. So in the 2021 year, their financial results show that they earned a record $5.1 billion just from microtransactions. $5.1 billion out of 8.8 total billion, with 3.6 billion in profit. $5.1 billion of that came from microtransactions. That is a marketplace that the players could own, players could dictate. Warzone brings out gun blueprints at the same time those guns are overpowered, right? And it's a flawed system. And that's why they sell so many of them, right? They're just trying to extract players of their money, detach them from their cash, and bring more money into the studio. It is a completely flawed model when the players should own what they buy, strictly. But right now, you're just putting a money pit. You're lighting your money on fire when you put your money into these microtransactions at this point in time. And then a year before that, Call of Duty had its biggest year ever in 2020. So 2 biggest years in a row, 2020 and 21, off the backs of Warzone, their highly popular battle royale iteration of their first-person shooter, Call of Duty. So 2 straight years of record microtransaction sales. And as we see here, the net revenue is pretty substantial here. And over 66% of their net revenue comes from in-game. If the second line there, the one, it's probably pretty small, but the second category on this little metric is in-game subscriptions and other revenues. So this is where these companies are making the majority of their cash. Dr. Disrespect sees this. Dr. Disrespect says, we're going to make a game that's free to play, and we're going to make a game that is not pay to win, and it will not change the experience. This is a game changer. This can potentially bridge an audience of hundreds of thousands over time when he eventually hypes up the fact that I will officially be playing my brand new game on my YouTube page. I can guarantee you he can hype up and get over 100,000 viewers. And then you bring in the Web3 interested community, the people who are all in on crypto gaming, the viewers in the chat who are here every single day, waiting for this space to adopt, ready for the future developments of this space. Once Dr. Disrespect puts this on YouTube gaming, once Twitch streamers, and he has a lot of friends in the space. Once the Shrouds, once the Ninjas, once the people like the Nick Mercs, the Tim the Tatmans, the Z-Laners from Warzone, all the Warzone players respect Dr. Disrespect. Like, a lot of streamers will put a lot of people's eyes on this game. And if the game is quality, which all the emphasis and everything that they've shown, like the artwork looks really, really good. I have to say, like, what they've been working on here looks phenomenal, and the character art looks very detailed. And I know his experience in games, Dr. Disrespect, has been around for a long time. He's helped develop. If you don't know his history, he's not just like a gamer. He's not just a personality. Like he's not just a personality. Like, he also has contributed to past Call of Duties, some of the best Call of Duties in the past. Actually, he's made and helped develop some of their maps. So he has a history in this space, guys. If there's one guy that I would have, if you could handpick one streamer to bridge the gap and bring gamers to the Web3 space and the NFT space, it's Dr. Disrespect, because he has the most all-around encompassing package. He has the personality, he has the gaming expertise, he has the popularity, he has the impact on other streamers to the point where if he comes out with a quality game, or if he comes out with this game at all, other streamers will play it in general. And I promise you, the connections he has with the players that he plays with, like the Z-Laners and the other Twitch. At this point, he can't play with Twitch players because he's banned from Twitch, but they can certainly play his game, and that is for certain. So this will bridge the gap potentially to millions of eyes, right? And gaming influencers control this space quite a bit. I pull up Twitch a lot, guys, but I'll just kind of show you the impact that Twitch brings. You can really go and see 300,000 people watching League of Legends, 200,000 people watching Counter-Strike, 200,000 people watching Grand Theft Auto, 200,000 people watching Val. That's a million right here. The first row is like 2 million viewers watching just 7 games on this website right now, right? So this could potentially bring so many eyes to the space. And if it's quality, and if the NFT integration actually makes gamers wake up a bit and be like, why the hell am I putting my dollars in this money sunken pit that is a gaming microtransaction in the current state of the game? Why do I need a Fortnite skin when I can load up into the Midnight Society AAA experience and be able to level up my weapons, and then be able to have the chance to sell them on the open marketplace? It's an absolute no-brainer. And I'll leave with this on today's show. And just in general, this is one of the best developments I think that could have swept the space right now. This will take time to develop. We won't see tomorrow millions of eyes on the space, right? He's already brought a ton of eyes with this news. Trust me, he rattled the core of a lot of people yesterday with the NFT integration announcement, but he did it very well. And if they integrate it with the free-to-play, non-pay-to-win mechanics, Dr. Disrespect can really take this space to the next level. And I'll end it with this. When I left the esports scene, when I left the Call of Duty Twitch streaming scene, I was very heavy. I was playing tournaments. You clearly play Warzone, as I saw the guys you follow, brother. Nice, definitely. I used to play very competitively at a pretty high level. And when I left the esports Call of Duty Twitch streaming scene to put all my chips into NFT gaming, metaverse, and NFTs and content creation around this space instead of Web 2, I used to be a content creator in gaming. That's what I used to do before crypto gaming. Like, I was creating content in Warzone and Call of Duty, playing competitively in past games. And that's what like my past in gaming was. That's why I became passionate for this space. Never when I left that scene did I think that a year later, basically, about a year later, Dr. Disrespect, for me shifting into NFT gaming, of course. I've been in crypto, as I've mentioned, since about 2017, but the shift came around Axie Infinity and May to June last year. So about 8 months, 9 months, really just focused on this space, right? And as we see here, I never thought Dr. Disrespect would shortly be the one after to come out with integration in his new gaming studio that would eventually launch. Like, this is crazy. And the people who spot these trends, early are the trend setters and the ones who will be rewarded greatly. And as I said in the very beginning tweet, you are early. I believe I need to go back here. But with this many eyes potentially coming into the space via the mainstream adoption that Dr. Disrespect can bring, you are early if you are here in crypto gaming. I'm going to get out of here, guys. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed the show and subscribe for daily in the game shows at 1:30 p.m. Eastern here, right on the Crypto Banter channel. I will be back tomorrow, guys. As always, play well, my friends.
What?